seconds to go. Start. Honorable member will have noted that allocation for the development plan at the center has been increased to rupees 11,000 crores. Stop. Important segments benefiting from this increase are the National Rural Employment Program, the Integrated Rural Development and Allied Programs, and programs for the scheduled caste and tribes. Stop. A great deal of pre-budget propaganda had been carried on that the government would be dictated by outside elements. Stop. Even some honorable member has said so. Stop. This is not very becoming of members of this august parliament of a proud country. Stop. Yet, what do we see? Sign of interrogation. It is the business circles which are most disappointed and most critical of the budget. Stop. The budget shows the full awareness of the urgent tasks before the nation is welfare of the weakest, employment, stimulation of production, containment of inflation and safeguarding of our security, even one is a formidable task in itself. Stop. But we are determined to achieve all of them. Stop. Para. It is in line with this policy that we have decided to make the current year, the year of productivity. Stop. Every economic activity must get the maximum out of potential created. Stop. We shall provide all the support necessary to increase productivity in industry and in agriculture, in the service sector and in the infrastructure. Stop. I hope everybody will participate in this national effort. Stop. How can Bharat Bandh be consistent with increased productivity? Sign of interrogation. How can greater productivity be sustained if the essential services are disrupted time and again? Sign of interrogation. I have always upheld the right of our labor and trade union movement. Stop. But they also have social obligations. Stop. A breakdown in any single essential service can paralyze the entire national economy, and obviously those who suffer most are usually the poorest and weakest sections. A strike in these industries cannot be taken lightly by anyone who is interested in the country's development. Stop. Para. Some honorable members have referred to the problem of increasing real wages. Stop. The per capita income in our country has been increasing consistently. Stop. Since the beginning of planning until now, it has increased by about 50%. Stop. And this is at a time when the population itself is up by about 90%. Stop. Surely, it should be clear to everybody that increase in productivity is the first condition necessary for any increase in the real wages of our working people. Stop. The working class itself increases the real wages of our working people. Stop. The working class itself is gradually finding out who its real friends are. Stop. An honorable member complained that federalism was disappearing. Stop. And he spoke regarding the centralized finance and administration. Stop. This is an old argument. Stop. The one difference is that it was voiced by leftists of West Bengal and Kerala. Stop. Pehra. Har Har Mahadev. Stop. Present along with me, the Governor of Uttar Pradesh, Mrs. Anandi Ben Patel ji, energetic and popular Chief Minister, Shri Yogi Adityanath ji, the Ambassador of Japan to India, Mr. Suzuki Satoshi ji, my colleague Radha Mohan Singh ji, all the enlightened people of Kashi and respected friends. Stop. Para. In my previous program, I was telling the people of Kashi that luckily I have got the opportunity after a long time to be present with you all. But the mood of Banaras is such that despite visiting the place after a long time, the city receives us with absolute joy. Now you see, even though the gap is big, but as it was Kashi's calling, the people of Banaras took up a number of development projects at once. In a way today, with the blessings of Mahadev, the people of Kashi have started a stream of development. Today, many schemes worth hundreds of crores were inaugurated and the foundation stone was laid. And now the Rudraksh Convention Center, the ancient splendor of Kashi, is coming into existence in its modern form. There is a saying about Kashi, Baba's city never stops, never gets tired. This new height of development has once again proved this nature of Kashi. When the world had come to a standstill during the corona period, Kashi had become restrained, disciplined, yet the stream of creativity and development continued to flow. These dimensions of the development of Kashi, the International Cooperation and Convention Center, Rudraksh, today are the result of this creativity, this dynamism. I heartily congratulate all of you, every single person of Kashi for this achievement. I would like to thank India's best friend Japan, in particular the people of Japan, Prime Minister Mr. Suga Yoshihide and Ambassador Mr. Suzuki Satoshi. And just now we have also seen the video message of the Prime Minister. Kashi has received this gift from his friendly efforts. Prime Minister Shri Suga Yoshihide ji was the Chief Cabinet Secretary at that time. Since then, till his role as a PM, he has been personally involved with this project on a continuous basis. Every countryman is grateful to him for his affinity towards India. Friends, there is one more person in today's event, whose name I cannot forget to mention. Another friend of mine from Japan, Shinzo Abe. I remember, when Shinzo Abe ji had come to Kashi as the Prime Minister, I had had a long discussion with him on the idea of Rudraksh. He had immediately asked his officers to work on this idea. After that, we all are familiar with the culture of Japan. Their specialty is perfection and planning. Then, the work had started on it, and today this grand building is adorning Kashi. This building not only has the radiance of modernity but also a cultural aura. It has a connection to India-Japan relations, and also had scope for many possibilities for the future. During my visit to Japan, we had talked about this familiarity in the relations between the two countries, in people to people connection, and we had drawn the outline of similar cultural relations with Japan. I am glad that today a new chapter of sweetness is being written in the relations along with development with the efforts of both the countries. Just like the Rudraksh of Kashi, the Japanese Zen Garden and Kaizen Academy were also inaugurated in Gujarat just a few weeks ago. Just as this Rudraksha has become a garland of love given to India by Japan, in the same way Zen Garden is also spreading the fragrance of mutual love between the two countries. Similarly, be it the strategic field or the economic field, Japan is one of the most trusted friends of India today. Stop. Our friendship is considered to be one of the most natural partnerships in the entire region. Stop. Japan is our partner in many important and biggest projects related to modern infrastructure and development. Stop. Be it Mumbai Ahmedabad high speed rail, Delhi Mumbai industrial corridor, or dedicate freight corridor, these projects being built in collaboration with Japan are going to become the strength of New India. Stop.